What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. Thank you to everybody that joined us on our stream today. Had a lot of fun. And any given Sunday, right? You never know what could happen. The team entered this game, losers of 5 in a row. MetLife Stadium was half empty. The weather was terrible, the wind. Playing a Texans team playing for a playoff spot. So you didn't really know what to expect. I couldn't even do a score prediction because you don't even know what team is going to show up. You add in the whole solid Joe Benigno nonsense, the whole leak about Zach Wilson where he's reluctant to play. So what was the mindset of this team going in the game? You had no idea what to predict, how to figure out, even to assess what they're going to do on the field. And the first half was kind of ugly, where the defense kept giving the offense. They think the Texans had the ball 3 times within their own 10-yard line. So special teams is doing their job. The defense is getting off the field, and the offense could do nothing. They're getting the ball at 45-yard line twice. They couldn't get it out of their own way. Zach made some nice throws, and they couldn't really establish the running game, but there was like either a penalty or whatever it was. So the first half was 0-0, a complete mess. Second half, the Jets, whatever adjustments they made or whatever it was, they scored 30 points, which was ridiculous. The Jets haven't scored that many points in the last 3 games combined, I think. So it was just remarkable to see. Now, I think, from the Texans' perspective, they entered the game without Tank Dell. I know Nico Collins got hurt too, so they were kind of banged up. But the defense was getting after it, man. Quinnen Williams was a man amongst boys. Sauce and DJ Reed, great as always. Quincy Williams, Solomon Thomas had a big sack. Will McDonald, Bryce Huff had a big sack. He also a couple times where I think he was being held. They didn't call that. But the biggest story was obviously the offense, which you got to give Zach Wilson so much credit, man. He had 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had the 1 fumble, which was bad. But other than that, he was using his legs, he was buying time in the pocket, spreading the ball around, and he made some money throws. Garrett Wilson over 100 yards. And it seemed like there was times where they were actually featuring Garrett Wilson. Like they were just kind of forcing the ball a little bit, which was great. Conklin had a couple of huge catches on 3rd down. Jeremy Ruckert. Breece Hall looked incredible out of the backfield, and that was the one question you had, whereas he was kind of banged up. I was like, you know what? You may see a lot of Dalvin Cook, but he was resilient. He looked explosive. He looked physical. And it was fun to watch, man. Gibson had a touchdown. Even Randall Cobb had a touchdown. They got him out of mothballs. Obviously, Lazard didn't do anything, but you had to feel good for this team, man. They are just beaten down. They're losing. Everybody's turning against them. The media's bashing them. The fans are bashing them. Nobody wants to go to the game. Everybody pretty much thinks the season's over. So to see the smiles on their face and the happiness, it's just great. I'm sure Zach got a game ball. I haven't seen any of the locker room stuff, but you just feel good for him, man. And it's as a fan, it's nice to enjoy a win. I know you have the tank crowd out there. This is the kind of game I think the Jets were in a lose-lose situation. If they win the game, the people that want the tank are pissed off. If they lose the game, the fans that want to win are pissed off. So everybody, either way, somebody's going to be mad. I'm just enjoying it, man. They're 5-8. Can they run the table and win out? Probably not, but they're still at least, whatever, mathematically still in the hunt. But I'm enjoying it. It's nice. It was nice to watch and competent NFL offense score actual points. We've been streaming all year long. I don't remember updating the score this many times for the Jets. We're wow, we had touchdowns. It was easily, Zach Wilson's best performance of his career. And it was just fun to watch. It was enjoyable. There was creativity. And the one part of you is just where was this all year long? If you played like this against the Patriots, against the Chargers, against the Raiders, this kind of style of football can help you win football games. Then you're man, if they play like this against the Falcons, you win that game. But it could be too little too late, and you could have more. You could ask all kinds of questions about why this hasn't happened earlier, but you're kind of wasting your energy because it is what it is, right? The offensive line, they stepped up, and they get probably 3 or 4 sacks, but they find ways, because the defenses are going to be aggressive. They're going to dare Zach Wilson to beat you, so they're going to get after him. And, they did their part there too. So a great team win. As critical as I've been of Hackett, the play calling was much better, especially in the second half. There was this thing about letting Zach letting it rip. They did that, but they were also more aggressive. You saw it in the first half on 3rd and long. The Texans would take shots deep on 3rd and long. They'd go after it, where the Jets usually do is 3-yard passes, 4-yard passes. They were actually throwing past the sticks. They were doing a lot of, it's just a different mindset here today. So you got, for everybody that you ripped over the last 5 weeks of all this losing streak, you got to give them all credit. You got to give Salas credit for the team not quitting on him. They're playing hard. They're playing competitive. And, sticking, going back to Zach Wilson and sticking with him and kind of eating some bullets for that. Hackett with the play call, and then Zach himself playing great. And it was nice to see him smiling on the sideline too, because this has been hell week for him, just dealing with all this nonsense. So great win on the Dolphins, man. And it's like you're just, as a fan, like I hate losing and I hate being out of it. Like we were getting messages about like draft picks and stuff like that. I don't want to talk draft in December. So you look at it, all right, can the Jets find a way to beat the Dolphins? And that's all you focus on. I'm not worried about winning 5 in a row. Win 2 in a row, get to 3 in a row, and go in there. So now it's on the Dolphins. Find a way to do that. But I want to see the same game plan against the Dolphins. Like when you have a Texans team that's all battered and banged up, and you're playing in the rain and cold, where you think it's going to be a low-scoring game, and then you're a bit more aggressive, that's fine. But if you're going to play a high-flying Dolphins team, have the same mindset. Let Zach throw it around. And now it's like, it's funny because all the Zach Wilson fans are all in my mentions. Like, you said he sucked and this and that and everything else. Listen, man, I'm happy for him. If anything, from my perspective, is let him build his trade value. Let him build confidence. It's great. I think his time in New York is done. But you're building trade value and he stays healthy. That's all I'm worried about. But if they can make a run at the playoffs, you figure if you can win 2 or 3 in a row, maybe Aaron Rodgers comes back. Solid wouldn't answer today. But I'm not about this whole, this game right now into an entity by itself does not make Hackett a great play caller, does not make Zach a great quarterback. It made for a great game and a great win, but you got to build on it. You're only as good as your last performance. You can't have a game like today and then next week go out for 110 passing yards and score 6 points again, right? So enjoy it. I'm having fun with it. It's nice to have a victory Monday. And that's it. Talk to you guys later.